As of today, the Father has revealed to you that within your heart lies a hidden garden. Wake up, ye who have been sleeping. When I knock on your heart, are you going to let me unlock the latch? Raise yourself up from your sleep and listen for the sound of my voice. I call upon you, my dove, whom I consider to be perfect. You are being drenched with the dew of the morning, and I am refreshing you with my spiced wine and the nectar of pomegranates. My glory is this day, which is as damp as the night. I am providing you with nourishment by means of my honeycomb and milk, as well as provisions by means of my honey and wine. This day, your heart is aroused, even while you are sleeping. You are being led out of the wilderness and into a land that is rich in resources by me. There is no one who can take the key to the garden of delights away from you. You are the only one who possesses it. You are the only one who can open the garden gate and call for me to come. As a new sound is being released on the earth at this hour, the sound of my frequencies in music and the healing flow of my spirit will invigorate and renew. They will do this because a new sound is being released. When my musicians and minstrels hear a new song, they will be empowered to bring about transformation, bring about an exchange of heaviness for joy, and bring about an exchange of darkness for light as they flow in time with the sounds of heaven being released. According to the Father, the quantum measurements of my spirit are released with each season of revival and regeneration, and the moment for this release is now. In this day and age, the Father inquires, have I not commanded you to bear fruit and multiply? Across the land, the song of the women who are unable to have children is being sung. Rejoice, rejoice, and make the space where your tents are located larger. The barren will no longer be ashamed, and they will forget their disgrace, so rejoice, rejoice, and stretch forth the curtains of your dwellings. They will forget their humiliation. Since the women of destiny who have called out to me for rescue will burst forth with new life during this season, even as a sign and a wonder across the land, they will be able to do so. For I will make my purposes known at this hour, and my people and my daughters will be prolific, and new life will enter into their homes with great joy. I will make my purposes known. This generation's children will not be lost, but rather they will be established in righteousness during their lifetime. As a manifestation of my favor upon this generation, the sound of happy shouting and salvation will emanate from the dwelling places of those who are righteous. My favor will be shown to this generation in the form of a double blessing, which will be bestowed upon Isaac and Rebekah in the form of twins and, yes, triplets, who will be born on earth. They are not going to miss out on their heavenly destiny and mission, but rather they are going to perform astounding deeds for their God. As a result, those who were unable to bear children should get up and celebrate, since your bountiful vine is bursting forth with new life, and hope that was delayed is being destroyed. Your children are coming forth in larger numbers than the generations that came before them in your lineage, and the Father declares that your children will be more powerful than those who came before them. Are you aware of the thing that I want more than anything else? Considering that our relationship is comprised of all of these things, your time, your attention, your friendship, your intercession, your ambitions and desires, they are all essential components. The communing about your life and the impartation that comes when we fellowship and have that close time together is what I truly like, despite the fact that I know everything. It is not just one-sided, and even though I know everything, since you are not a robot, I do not expect you to comply with every command that I give you as you fan me and serve me grapes. Thank goodness. Grapes and palm fronds are both things that I have prepared for you to appreciate. There is a melting that takes place when you worship me with your full heart, and this is something that does not take place at any other moment on earth. Your faith brings us to a state of self-assured trust, which ultimately leads to our coming together as one. Because you are joining me for a common purpose as it unfolds to you, my spirit within you is invigorated as you worship, pray, and intercede. This is because you are joining me for a shared experience. It is more than something I want. Not only does it develop something within you, but it also produces something among the people and the surroundings around you that is potent and effective. Through the power of praise, the avenger is rendered powerless, since he is unable to penetrate the atmosphere of faith and the force field of worship. Because of this, he does not own any weapons with which to fight. Due to the fact that you are devoted to me via adoration, he is forced to flee whenever you oppose. In the same way that Jesus exercised his authority by saying, "It is written," when he was being tempted by the devil, you already possess authority in this world. You possess the same authority, and the weapons you possess are powerful. My word is alive, active, and full of power. It is sharper than any two-edged sword, penetrating as far as the division of the soul and spirit, the fullness of a person, and of both joints and marrow, the deepest portions of our nature, exposing and judging the very thoughts and intentions of the heart. My word is even more powerful than any two-edged sword. The angels are listening to the sound of my word. They are paying attention to what you have to say. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, fresh life is emerging all around you and within you. The change from spring to summer is analogous to the transition that you are making into your new location. The springtime is a time for hard labor and getting ready. Having the right planting soil, water, nutrients, and sunlight. When all of these elements come together, they work together to bring about growth, which in turn produces and brings in the harvest of everything that has been sown because they work together for good. Your viewpoint and the way you look at things will be altered as a result of this new location, which is not just a new season but also a new age. There is a growing sense of clarity and concentration. Everything is now moving forward at a faster pace, and it has undergone a remarkable transformation. I am guiding you around every single one of the impediments and challenges that have been attempting to prevent you from achieving your goals. I know the steps to bring you over to the other side where you can start getting your stuff back, and it doesn't matter what it is because I am like a chess master who plans every move he makes. Until I utter those words, it is not checkmate. Despite the fact that the adversary can call check as many times as he likes, I have the final say and I make the final move. This is yours, you are free to possess it, and you can put your faith in me. At this very now, I am releasing my peace, my wonderful peace, which is coming down from me to you presently. Please accept my blanket of calm, which goes beyond the natural to a supernatural and bountiful serenity that you have never experienced before. That peace of mind and heart, where anything is possible and where fear is not let to enter or take up residence, makes it possible for everything to be possible. Despite the fact that you are facing the most difficult conditions, you are able to claim with complete assurance that you have accomplished everything that was promised to you. You enter a new domain of grandeur that is multiplying in your heart, in your life, and in the world around you as you push past your feelings and move on. Increasing your efficiency and effectiveness will be similar to the phenomenon of synergy, which occurs when individuals collaborate for the purpose of achieving a common goal. At this moment, everything in your life is coming together to bring you to the point where your deepest heart's desire and your most significant dream are actually being realized. This is a fact because I wish to bless you, but I am blessing you for a specific reason, because I possess a requirement for your presence in my life. In a designated area, we all work together to tend to the garden. Take a deep breath and inhale the aroma of my presence. As the winds of the Spirit blow upon the garden beds of spices, permit yourself to inhale the aromas that emanate from my garden. The gardens of lilies and the blossoms of the beautiful roses of Sharon are waiting for you to explore them. I invite you to take in the magnificence of the garden. As I knock on the door, I am waiting to be let inside the private garden that you have created in your heart. From that location, we shall collect the spices and myrrh. The honeycomb and honey will be our food of choice there. The new wine and the sweet milk will be our beverages of choice there. While we go there, we will take in the sights of the vineyards and the groves, which are filled with blossoms and fruit, and we will also receive a taste of our love. They will now ask, "Who is this coming up from the wilderness leaning on her beloved?" and proceed to ask this question. My love for you, my sister, my wife, and my adored is so strong that it cannot be slaked by any number of waters. What the Father has to say about you today is that I have strengthened your arms for combat. Although I have strengthened your arms, you will not be able to use the weapons of war, because my host will be carrying the armory battlements while you are leading the way for them. To be hoisted up in triumphant praise, I have strengthened your arms for battle. I have strengthened your arms to carry up the banners of the mighty conquering army of the Lord of hosts. I have strengthened your arms. In preparation for the fight, I have strengthened your legs and your backbone. Your frame has been strengthened so that you can ride by my side as a powerful army that is rising to defeat your adversary. In preparation for your participation in the March of Jubilee with me, I have bolstered your voice and caused a tremendous roar of victory to be cried out from the highest points of the mountains. First and foremost, I send the people who are praising, dancing, and worshiping. The opponent runs in terror as the victory is displayed, and there is a loud yell that can be heard everywhere. I ride with my bride, and the sound of the hooves galloping brings forth a rumbling symphony of my strength for all to hear. It is because the horror that the adversary would attempt to instill in you would instead be placed upon them. While we are bound together in the bonds of togetherness, I ride with my bride in the ultimate consuming force of love. We will travel over the nations of the world and entice the peoples of every country, tribe, and tongue to come to us, because they will join us in singing the song of the Lamb. We will ride through the lands of the earth. They will appear as if they were the dawn, as beautiful as the moon, as brilliant as the sun, and as majestic as an army with banners. These stars will be appearing in procession. In light of the fact that they will terraform the surroundings of heaven on the surface of the earth. Join my great army today with renewed vigor, and allow yourself to be filled with the joy of the Lord, which is your strength, says the Father. According to what the Father has revealed to us today, I am enhancing the volume of the sound of my voice that is heard on earth. My sound will reverberate like the reverberation of the reverberations of the bells that are ringing in heaven and that are having an effect on the ground. The new sound is currently being issued, and those individuals who are able to hear will, in fact, be able to recognize this new sound. It will emerge from within you as a melody that is pleasant, euphonious, rich, and pure, and it will be my spirit calling out to the bride. Together, we will sing the song that is full of vitality, which is the melody of the Lamb. Awaken and tune into the frequencies of my Spirit's call, making sure that your lamp is always full and paying close attention to what it has to say. I speak to you in a way that is both rich and peaceful, and it will calm your spirit as well as your mind and heart. Pay no attention to the reaction of the adversary of your soul, who will seek to drown out my frequencies with deafening, brassy howls and noisy attempts to penetrate your soul with fear and doubt. Pay no regard to this response. Through the sound of my voice, I am reawakening my bride. In accordance with the words of the Father, the sweetness of my whispers within will rise up into a formation of my bride coming forth with a militant attitude and a percussive throbbing marching forth as true conquering conquerors who have heard the new sound being released upon the world. What has been successful for you in the past is not going to be of any use to you in the present, the Father says today. In the near future, I will be implementing new strategies and new plans. There will be a change. Within you, you already have a sense of it. And you are hearing the clarion cry as deep speaks unto deep. It is stirring, and you are hearing it. According to the Lord, the things that have made sense to you in the past are gradually shifting because you are no longer being guided by your senses but rather by my Spirit. I will guide you through the hazy mist of the unknown, and as you continue to put your trust in me, I will guide you into the dense cloud of my glory. In the case of a few of my children, there has been a shift in their assignments and a new course of action. There will soon be a shift in the leadership of several organizations. Things come to an end for some people, but this is accompanied by new beginnings, new days, and new seasons. New beginnings always come with new beginnings. Your perspective is blurred while you go through the process of transformation, yet, what lies ahead of you just around the bend in the river is more wonderful, more gratifying, and more satisfying than you could ever ask for, think about, or dream is possible. You should not fight the change that I bring into your life, rather, you should welcome it with open arms. The Father says, I am the one who never changes, the same yesterday, today, and forever. Although I am changing many things in this hour, you should know that I am the one who is always the same. The Holy Spirit is drawing you closer to me, the Father says today, and that dissatisfaction with the status quo and life as you know it, as well as the craving and hunger that you feel in your heart for something more, something different, those are all signs that the Holy Spirit is working inside you. When it comes to achieving the serenity and contentment that you seek, there is nothing else that can ever fulfill your dreams. The day that you will not have any troubles before you start living is the day that you are looking forward to. Every day, people pass away without ever having lived, waiting for the ideal moment or for something else to take place before acting on what is truly in their hearts to do. Many people believe that it is impossible or that it will never happen, and as a result, they give up hope, which causes their hope to be delayed, and they feel heartbroken. Their attention is directed toward the prayer that was not answered or the dream that was not realized, the loss, the pain, the fear, or the abuse that caused mistrust. Get up and go. It's time to get over this situation. You should cease defining yourself in terms of the challenges and events that occur in your life, since you are not defined by those things. There is no need for life to force you to roll over. You have the ability to stand up and reclaim your life. Not by causing harm to either a person or a particular activity. Simply said, the solution can be located in the space between your ears and directly below your nose. What are you considering at this moment? What exactly are you referring to then? Regardless of whether or not you are consciously thinking it, this is where your attention is directed. Because certain thoughts have gotten so ingrained in your mind, you are no longer even aware that you are thinking them. Due to the fact that you are doing it for him, the devil does not need to come and beat you up. Right now is the time to make a change. You have control over the thoughts that pop into your head as well as the words that you mouth. Although you are in the flesh, you do not wage war after the flesh, because the weapons of your warfare are not carnal. Instead, I have provided you with powerful weapons to bring down strongholds in your thinking and life. I have given you the ability to bring down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of me, and I have brought every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ. Taking it back, you are capable of doing this. In today's message, the Father asks, if you are not defined by grief, sorrow, fear, and pain, then what are you defined by? So, what is your starting point? A state of peace is characterized by a self-assured trust that I am who I claim to be and that I will carry out my promises. Because there is so much confusion swirling around, it is simple to become sidetracked and concentrate your attention on other things, particularly when you are in the midst of distressing events that are occurring throughout the world. You are not ignorant of the devil's devices, but you are wise as serpents and harmless as doves. It is one thing to be aware of what is going on around you, since you are not ignorant of the devil's devices. To be captivated by what the world claims is going on the other hand, is an entirely different thing. Be aware that being a pushover is not the same thing as having knowledge, that righteousness cannot be bought or sold, and that joy cannot be discovered in a cemetery. Because of the way I fashioned you, you are alive, you have a purpose, and you have the potential to accomplish a lot of wonderful things. In addition to the fact that you are encircled by favor like a shield, you are formed from the stock of God, and you are receiving thoughts, inspirations, and opportunities from God that are heading your way. When you have air in your lungs, there is no reason to be depressed and to droop your head. During this particular period in history, at this very instant in time, you are supposed to be present. Are you aware that the ancient prophets would have loved nothing more than to be in the same position as you are right now? Despite the fact that they were looking for it and anticipating it, you are living it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? At this very now, I am releasing a period of revitalization that originates from my presence and that I am currently releasing. Here I am, waiting for you to arrive. You are welcome to come up here. I invite you to feast at my table since I have all you require and even more. Not only do I have things that you want, but I also have things that you don't even realize you need. Your dreams and ambitions are perfectly acceptable, and you can rest assured that I will bring them to fruition and cause them to multiply in your life. You have just a few moments left to live your best life. The moment that darkness envelopes the planet and the people are enveloped in profound darkness, that is the moment when my glory will rise upon you, and my glory will be seen upon you. As of today, the Father has spoken to you that you are not the epitome of sorrow, agony, or depression. This state is not your starting point. It may appear as though you are unable to move forward, yet this is just a season. The passage of time, the changing of the seasons, and the progression of life form a cycle. In spite of the fact that a great deal of tragedy has occurred over the course of the past several years and that on the surface it may appear to be the norm everywhere, you should be aware that I am there in the midst of every circumstance. In order to fulfill my role as the master planner and master constructor, I am currently working out every aspect. The fact that I have everything figured out is something that you can read about in my word from previous generations. The only thing you need to do is grow closer to me in order to comprehend and be conscious of what it is that I want to do through you in order to assist individuals who are in your immediate vicinity. Maintain your awareness of the supernatural movements of my spirit and the things that I am accomplishing in the world and in your immediate vicinity. It is possible for the tragedies and hardships to persist and deprive my people of what I want for them, but I will provide back everything that has been taken away or lost. Regarding what I am doing, many people have the wrong idea. The catastrophe and the suffering are not my fault, nor am I the one who is responsible for the earthquakes and the plagues. The existence of sin on earth is the cause of these things. The Holy Spirit is present within you to assist you in comprehending, hearing, and gaining wisdom and understanding in order to avoid and persevere through these challenging moments, as well as to assist you in being an answer to the problem of another individual on your own. The thief arrived with the intention of stealing, killing, and destroying. I am here so that you may have life to the fullest extent possible till it overflows, life that is abundant and worthy of being lived. Don't settle for anything less than what you deserve. Go for it, reach for it, and demand it. Raise yourself to your feet, show some toughness, and let's get this done. I'm just getting started with this. On this day, the Father declares, I bestow upon you that which you labored not for but nonetheless will receive as a reward by my hand. This is the day that I bestow upon you. Listen to me. Hear the new sound of your God, you should say to your ears, and see the new thing that the Father is doing, you should say to your eyes. God states that man is not adequate for these things. You should not look to man or to the ways of man, because the way that I am in the earth and in your heart is breaking over the sea walls of human understanding in order to change the things that have been so resistant to the cry of your heart. God declares that the walls are finally falling down. Are you able to deal with what awaits you? The things that you have endured and the challenges that have been presented to you are not hidden from me. If you have faith in me, if you come to the throne and sit on my lap, you will witness the healing and restoration that you require, and you will also observe that things are beginning to turn around. God believes that now is the time for you to make a comeback. There is a shift that will sweep away the opposition of the enemy and establish you on the rock that I am. When it comes to major things and small things, even the smallest matters, there is now a shift that will sweep away. I have called you to the new thing that is birthing in the earth right now, and everyone will know and see that I have placed my love upon you. I have also shown you that I have set my love upon you. At this moment, the Father says, I am bringing a perfected understanding to your heart in the season that you find yourself finding yourself in. I am causing you to know that my anointed process is driving you forward into the uncharted country of your destined future. You have wondered and you have cast about for solutions, and now I am causing you to know that I am sending you forward. It is important to be willing to let go of the old wineskin that has been ripped, tattered, and weakened. It served its purpose well for the previous day, but it is not capable of containing the vintage of what I am pouring down over you. Have you faith in me? Let me handle everything from here on out. If you are willing to trust who you are with to transport you to where you are going, then you should do so. You are going to receive visits from heaven from me. In the course of those experiences, I will explain and define the criteria by which you will bind wealth, and it will be bound in heaven. What the Father has to say is that you will be elevated to a position of royalty in this realm that I am inviting you to. Your inheritance of the kingdom will be obvious and apparent even to those who are in your immediate vicinity. Everyone who opposes you will laugh at you and go by the wayside. Those who have actively conspired to cause you pain will be dealt with. Allow me to handle them. In order to move from authority to authorization, you should continue to press into the position. I am calling you into the ranks of a mobilized army in the land and in the earth. I have called you into formation. Will you take the initiative, or will you follow? Were you willing to comply with the marching orders that were issued? You will no longer function just via the use of wisdom and conversation. Rather, you will enter a state of clarity that will bring about an explosion of my power in your life that is beyond your wildest imagination.